Many people believe that if you are speeding a certain amount over a certain limit that there will be an instant disqualification. And whilst this is certainly possible, it is not necessarily the case. So welcome back, I'm the BlackBeltBarrister, helping you to understand law, talking about speeding today. So the sentencing guidelines, which are a collection of documents that give the court the range and starting points for various offences in terms of punishment, also sets out various cases of speed over and above the speed limit and what the court might do. Effective and revised from 2017, this is the table that I'm talking about. So you can see that in a speed limit of 20 miles an hour and then the various recorded speeds, if you are doing anything from 21 in a 20, you can get 3 points on your driving license. That range is 21 to 30, after which there is another band of 31 to 40, in which case the disqualification might kick in. A typical disqualification for 31 in a 20 would be 28 days or 4 to 6 points on your driving license. So this also dispels the idea and the myth and the false information that circulates on social media that there is a 10% rule, quote, built into legislation, which it absolutely is not built into legislation. 21 in a 20, 31 in a 30, 41 in a 40 and so on is still in excess of the speed limit. And although in most cases you're not going to be given points or even stopped at all for doing 31 in a 30, for example, it's not absolutely outside of the realms of possibility. For example, if you were stopped in that situation and you were very aggressive with the police officer, I would suggest that the police officer might use the discretion to give you the 3 points for doing 31 in a 30. And frankly, in those cases, the court is likely to believe the police officer if they both have a contemporaneous record that you were being aggressive and they use their discretion under the legislation to give you 3 points on your driving license. But moving swiftly on, a typical situation for an immediate ban is going to be in the higher end of this bracket on this chart here. So for example, if you were in a 20 zone and you were doing 41 and above, the recommendation would be that you are disqualified for 56 days, or given 6 points on your license. But then again, if you already had 6 points on your license and you had another 6, then that would be another justification for disqualification, so you should expect to be disqualified in those cases. The guidance specifically says that where an offender is driving grossly in excess of the speed limit, the court should consider a disqualification in excess of 56 days. And for this upper bracket of speeding, the court can also consider a Band C fine, which, as you can see, is a starting point of 150% of your relevant weekly income up to 175%. And of course, as with any other offence, there are lots of other factors that the court will consider, such as your previous convictions, offences that are committed whilst on bail, whether there are poor road or weather conditions, driving an LGV, HDV, towing a caravan, carrying passengers or a heavy load, driving for hire, in other words a taxi, or any other evidence of an unacceptable standard of driving, or even driving near a school or where it's obviously quite dangerous to be driving at such speeds. So whilst there isn't necessarily an instant ban for a certain level of speeding, you can almost certainly expect an instant ban if you are driving within these brackets of speed. So I hope this video has been useful. Please share it with somebody, and thanks for watching.